Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Sprint. My name is Ahmed Nader, and tonight we're going to focus on the big win for Al Ahly, the Red Devils, and the champions of Africa in the Intercontinental Championship for Africa, Asia and the Pacific as well, organized by the FIFA, which took place here in Cairo, and qualifying Al Ahly for the semi-finals of the Continental Club World Championship, which will be taking place the semi-finals in Doha in the month of December. Of course, from the winners of the North American champions and the South American champions in the upcoming month as well. And we will be shedding more light on the big win for Al Ahly. Once again, 5-2 against Ceramica Cleopatra, Zamalek against Al Bank Al Ahly in the first round of the Egyptian Premier League in a new system, organized by a new company, and there was a stuttering performance and a stuttering start for Pyramids in the first game of the season against Petrojet. We'll be having more details regarding such an important topic in the episode of Sprint for tonight. After this short break, so stay tuned. Welcome back. You're still watching Sprint, and I'm honored to be having with me over the program for tonight Mr. Walid Saad, the senior journalist at Al Ahram newspaper and the senior sports analyst for Sprint. Thank you very much for being with us tonight.
Always happy to be with you.
Anytime. Of course, we had a very entertaining week for the supporters of Al Ahly, more specifically the Red Devils, as they won. First of all, earlier in the week, in midweek on Tuesday, against Al Ain, the champions of the United Arab Emirates, the champions of Asia in the past year. A 3-0 big win for Al Ahly against the Asian champions under Hernan Crespo. How did you see this game?
Yeah, like you mentioned, it was an unexpected game from Al Ahly.
Yes.
Scoring 3 goals against Al Ain was a very historic victory, and Al Ahly succeeded to get the first title of the season, which is the Pacific title.
Yes.
And this is the title number 11 for Marcel Koller with Al Ahly for the whole time.
In
since
2 or 3 years.
Yeah,
this is the third year.
Almost 3 years.
Yes.
Yeah. So 11 titles, which is a very big number, and his
good rate.
Yeah, a very good rate for
Yes.
him. Especially, he's not one of the biggest coaches in the world or even Africa before he came to Ahly, and now he's aiming to compete on 8 more titles.
This season.
This season, yeah.
8 competitions for Al Ahly.
8 competitions already. 2 of them passed the Super Cup.
Yes.
And the African Cup, which Al Ahly lost against
the African Super Cup and the Egyptian
Super Cup.
Yes.
Yeah. Besides the Pacific title, and he's gonna run for the Egyptian League and the Cup League, also the African Champion League, and it's Al Ahly. Actually, the title is waiting for Al Ahly, not Al Ahly is going to compete only.
Yes. On the other hand, do you think that Al Ahly, it has the squad, the depth of the squad to be competing in 8 different tournaments, 8 different competitions this season? You mentioned that they have competed in the Egyptian Super Cup. 2 or 3 games, 2 games, one against Ceramica Cleopatra, one against Zamalek, one in the African Super Cup against Zamalek, which they lost on penalties, one in the Africa Asia Pacific Continental title organized by FIFA here, and of course qualifying to the semi-finals of the Continental World Club Championship, which will be taking place in Doha in December in Qatar. So those are 3 or 4 competitions. You mentioned the league. It has a new system. The League Cup, the Egyptian Cup. There will be the African Champions League. Will be there the African Super League once again?
Yeah,
second edition?
The second edition will be played. Yeah, with but there is no specific dates yet. But Al Ahly gonna contribute in that league.
Do we need all those competitions as supporters, as fans, and more importantly for the safety of the players, for the performances of the players, the fatigue that we have seen over the past seasons? Do we need more competitions?
For the fans, yeah, they're gonna need Ahly to win and compete in many games.
Yes.
But for the clubs, it's so complicated. Before the game, Al Ahly versus Al Ain, Marcel Koller said that he's suffering from some absence of his players. Also, he mentioned and he's concerned about a hectic schedule, a very many matches in the league. But the squad, the Al Ahly squad, is so perfect.
Yes.
It just needed a striker. That's it. There is only Wissam Abu Ali and Mahmoud Kahraba. The 2 strikers is not enough if you wanna compete in 8 different titles.
Yes.
But before Al Ahly and Al Ain game,
Yes.
Koller mentioned that the schedule is so packed, and he need more space between games. But actually, with the new regulation in the Egyptian league, it's going to be so tight. So it's 18 teams going to play with each other. It's not going to be. It's going to be only 1 game for each team against the whole 18 games. Then
So Al Ahly have played against, for example, today Ceramica Cleopatra. They won't be playing once again against them.
No, that's it. That's it for 1 round only against Ceramica, and they're gonna take the first 9 teams. They're gonna be competing for the title, and the other teams from the 9 place to the 18 gonna compete to
Avoid relegation.
to avoid relegation. Yeah.
Yes.
And it was so tough. So they are shorten the games from like 34 games to 28, almost 28.
Yes. So this is for the Egyptian league.
Yeah.
But as we have seen, the tournament or the title, the Continental Championship that took place in midweek for Al Ahly against Al Ain, did you expect a 3-0 winning result for Al Ahly? Because myself, I expected more goals to be scored by Al Ain. They have a good attack, to say the least. They have not the best of defenses in Asia, but they have a good attack, especially with Soufiane Rahimi of Morocco.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. Actually, they have a very good squad, especially in the striker position. But what happened is completely the opposite. Al Ahly dominating the game from the first minute till the end. And I didn't expect Al Ahly to score 3 goals. And even he succeeded to keep his goal I mean, Shinawi
Yes.
saved his goal from many
Chances,
situations and
yes.
the chances. And actually, the Pacific title for Al Ahly, it's going to be a very a good head start for him, for Al Ahly and the team, for the Egyptian league, and he's going to be the win going to give him a good push for the Egyptian league. And of course, today we saw a very high performance, especially when it came to the fitness. There was a very big difference between Al Ain and Al Ahly when we talk about the fitness, and that was the major difference between the two teams. Al Ahly started very strong and finished the game in the same fitness level, but Al Ain wasn't that. It was away from that performance, and he is not going so well. Al Ain is not going so well in the league or even in Asia.
The Asian Champions
League, yeah.
They lost against Al Hilal.
Yeah, and the performance with Crespo is not so good.
But why is that this season?
Uh,
They were better in the past season. What happened this season? Especially that you've mentioned fitness for Al Ahly. This was, I think, the 4th game of the season for Al Ahly.
For Al Ahly.
But this is the mid-season for Al Ain. They have played a lot of games, a lot more than Al Ahly. So what is the difference? Is it the spectators, the attendance of the fans at the Cairo International Stadium?
Yeah, that has a very big impact on the players. But
Yes.
the main reason was the fitness. Crespo, the head coach of Al Ain, changed the starting squad many times. I mean, if we saw the squad in the last 4 matches, you're gonna see it changes a lot. That may be the main reason that Al Ain didn't perform well against Al Ahly. And also the fans, like you mentioned,
Yes.
having a very big role in that victory. And
Of course, you're a senior journalist at Al Ahram newspaper. Any news about the attendance of more spectators, more fans in the league competitions, in the local competitions, and of course in the African competitions for Al Ahly, Zamalek, Pyramids, and Al Masri?
it's going to be different from the African matches.
We'll have more.
We'll
in the
have
African
more
matches.
fans and than but the Egyptian league is going to continuous as it is.
How many fans? How many spectators to be attending?
I mean, like the last year, it was 10,000. Yeah, from each side. So Al Ahly, of course, and those teams having fans, we're gonna take advantage
For
of
security reasons or for organizing reasons?
both.
We cannot organize.
Both actually, because we still have many problems when we talk about organization.
Yes.
And it was so clear last year, the clashes happened between the fans, even the coaches, the players. So I mean, the decision maker gonna stay with the 10,000 fans each match, but it's a different story when it goes to the African matches. I mean, Al Ahly could ask for more fans in any stadium, especially in Cairo Stadium.
We have seen over the past couple of seasons as the director of football at Al Ahly, or the sporting director, whatever we may call it. We had Saad Abdul Hafiz, and then Khalid Bibu in the past season, and then Muhammad Ramadan this season. Do you think that there is an improvement in this role, especially with the results that we have seen over the past 4 or 5 games?
Al Ahly is not affected with one person. Like Muhammad Ramadan is doing a good job till now.
Yes.
But you can't touch or join the match or the results with his position.
Yes.
Because his position is out of being like in a field or affecting the players in the field.
So it's more about discipline for the players?
Yes, yes. Actually, he came for that role, to return or regain the control of the dressing room Al Ahly after what Kahraba did, and there is many players, superstars in Al Ahly, and
Yes.
it's so difficult to control those kind of players.
Big characters.
Yeah, big characters. Everyone wanna show up. Everyone wanna play. Want to contribute in many
Speaking
games.
of showing up, you think that Muhammad Ramadan had a hand in changing the haircuts and the hair colors of Imam Ashur and Hussein al-Shahat?
Yeah, actually, yeah, but they said no. The
Yes,
players
because they said no, yeah.
They said no, but actually they have. And also Mahmoud Al-Khatib talked with the players about that. He said, you guys have to focus and just playing football, that's it. Do not show up, and you have to cut your hair. You have to be a role model for other players or the youth, and that's the step which Al Ahly took.
Yes, although Mahmoud Al-Khatib himself had a big afro in
Yeah,
during his
yeah.
playing days.
Yeah,
along
those
with
days.
Shatta and those players from
Yeah, back
Africa
those
as
days,
well.
yeah.
Yes, of course, we will be heading to the other part of the episode for tonight, Mr. Walid Saad al-Din, speaking and focusing on the Egyptian Premier League, the new system of the league, how it will be affecting the upcoming matches, the upcoming standings. Alongside Al Ahly, they have won today. Zamalek, they have won yesterday, a controversial penalty against Al Bank. Al Ahly, Al Ismaili, they drew today, and Pyramids, although we all expected a better result and a better performance and a better start for Pyramids at the beginning of the season, they stuttered against Petrojet 1-1. We will be having a quick report about a ceremony to be honoring the players and the participants at the Paralympic Games of Paris 2024, of course, from Egypt. And the honoring ceremony took place here in the country. We'll be having more details in the upcoming report, alongside with my colleague Nirmeen Abdurrahman. So stay tuned.
Egypt will never forget its Olympic champions and Paralympic champions, those who conquered the impossible. When you see them competing, you forget all about their disabilities. You only see their sense of competitiveness, will, resilience, and determination. Paris was my third Olympic Games, and I clinched silver medals before, but Paris was my golden dream. The feeling of grabbing a golden medal is very different, but to raise the Egyptian flag, to let the whole world listen to the national anthem, a very different story. The Olympic Games is the most prestigious sports event, happening only for once every 4 years. It was such a moment of happiness. I was able to raise the Egyptian flag, whether in the inauguration ceremony or when I grabbed the golden medal. The journey to clinch a medal is not easy. It was such a hard task. I sacrificed a lot to realize this dream, to join camps, not to see my family. And I'm going to continue exerting the utmost effort to represent Egypt in the best way ever. This was a dream, and I realized it, and I hope to continue with that, to repeat the achievement again and again.
مصري بناني من بنى هرم الدهر الذي أعيا الفنا وقفة الأهرام فيما بيننا لصروف الدهر وقفتي أنا جبت 3 ميداليات برلمبية ورا بعض.
I clinched 3 medals, 3 Olympic medals. And you know what? I felt that there's such a connection between me and all Egyptians, and I hope that they are going to continue to support me. For me, the first Olympic medal, so it's an unforgettable moment. I cannot describe my feeling. It's the reward of God. Since I joined this team more than 30 years ago, I've not felt for once that any member of this team is going only to participate. We go to clinch a medal, to grab a title. When they participate in any international competition, our Paralympic champions kept on being a source of pride for all Egyptians, and all Egyptians promise to be all the time behind them to achieve more and more. Nermeen Abdurrahman, reporting for Nile TV International.
Welcome back. You're still watching Sprint. Thank you very much, Nermeen Abdurrahman, my dear colleague, for this report. Mr. Walid Saad, of course, the Paralympic champions of Egypt in Paris 2024. They were honored, as we did see in the past report, by the Minister of Youth and Sports, Dr. Ashraf Subhi. How do you see the importance of just not participating, going and winning?
Yeah, it's a very great feeling, and they should be honored with from every single manager in Egypt after what they did, and actually they worked hard, and they should take some of the spot on what they did.
On the other hand, we have seen today, and we spoke as well on the new system of the Egyptian Premier League. How do you see this new system? Of course, you explained what will happen in the first phase of the league and the second phase of the league, more like the Belgian league. Do you think that this is more appropriate for the Egyptian clubs to be having less games, to be having less rounds and fixtures for the, as I mentioned in the beginning, the safety of the players, the fatigue levels that we have seen, the fitness levels that we will be expecting to be more and better at the end of the season?
Yeah, but in the end, by the end of the season, you're not gonna feel it. In the next season, the impact will gonna be high, because this season gonna be played with the new regulation.
Yes.
But in the next season, it's gonna be normal, like from 2 phases. The new regulation kept the player, by the end of the season, they're gonna play 25 weeks only, instead of 34, which means less games, less fatigue.
So why wouldn't we be having this system every season, if it gives us more time to rest for the players?
No, because they would just want to change the agenda to suit the FIFA agenda. That's it. Because we used to finish the Champions League very late in August, or sometimes
October,
mid-October sometime.
Yes.
Yes. So by that new regulation, it's gonna be as the FIFA agenda.
So the
which
African Champions League will end by the end of the season,
by the end of the season.
just like
yeah.
Europe and Asia, for example.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope there is no delay of any matches like last year, and the kind of clashes between the clubs, and especially Al Ahly and Zamalek and Pyramids, talking about resting and referees. And we're gonna this season gonna be the twist to change the system, the whole system, and the next year it's gonna return back to the normal two phases Champion League.
Yes, Al Ahly, title holders of the Egyptian Premier League or the Nile League for the past season, winning today 5-2 in the first round, and the first fixture for the Red Devils against Ceramica Cleopatra, the same opposition of the Egyptian Super Cup. But this was an easier game because Al Ahly, they scored twice against Ceramica Cleopatra, a very early goal in the Egyptian Super Cup by Tahir Mohammed Tahir, after I think 12 or 15 seconds. And this time around, Hussein al-Shahat scored an early goal as well, but this time it was a lot easier. What happened? Did Al Ahly get better by the games moving on every game, or Ceramica Cleopatra, they didn't play as well as they used to be in the Egyptian Super Cup?
Yeah, actually they played like 2 games within 10 days or maybe more.
Yes.
The performance of Al Ahly was different between the 2 matches. Today he won 5-2, and that goes to Kohler actually.
Yes.
He chose the same squad that played against Al Ain,
Yes.
but only with one different position, which is Yusuf Ayman instead of Yasser Ibrahim.
Yes.
But on the other side, the Ceramica didn't perform that well because
Although they played well in the first half.
yeah, they played well in the first half, but Al Ahly, Shinawi did a very good job in the first half. In the second half, Kohler and Muhammad Ramadan like talk to the players. They are starting the season, they have to do well, they have to fight for their title. And that was the main reason Al Ahly changed it, but with the same players, but the performance was completely changed. Even if there is a lot of absence like Ashraf Dari, Yasser Ibrahim, Muhammad Hani, Karim Al-Dibis, Kaharaba, Omar Al-Sa'i, Ali Ma'loul, a lot of players, but
It's a whole team.
It's a whole team. And even the biggest problem was the center back position. And today he conceded 2 goals.
But why is it a problem? Because they have Yusuf Ayman. He played against Zamalek. He had a bit of a concussion. He wasted a penalty. But he played as well against Al Ain, and he played today for the first half. Why do you think he withdrew him from the first half at the beginning of the second half? And of course, he brought on Afsha as well. A very good game in the second half for Afsha.
Yeah, because he, I'm sorry, Yusuf Ayman was at the FIFA when they concerned about the concussion
Yes.
he stayed for a couple of days more than the Ahly teams. That's why he joined the team
needed more rest.
Very late. Yeah, he needed more rest. And the new regulation for FIFA, when 2 players had like a very bad injury, like what Ayman had, they had a protocol and some steps he had to do before he joined the game. But when he joined the game, his performance wasn't that good. That's why the Kohler changed him, and that changed the whole formation for Al Ahly by putting Afsha as a player key in the midfield.
Yes.
Which completely changed the game for Al Ahly.
Do you think that this is the future of Mohamed Magdi Afsha, to be playing from the bench, a super sub, to be coming on and to be changing the game as he did, even for a few minutes against Al Ain, scoring the penalty, a decisive penalty, 3-0 win?
Yeah, Kohler actually didn't prefer playing with a key player like Afsha.
Yes.
He prefer more players like fitness and not controlling the
More
ball,
running.
more running, not running with the ball, just more running
Off
and
the ball.
off the ball.
Without
Yeah,
the ball, yes.
one pass and going back and forward. He preferred those kind of players. But when Afsha came from the bench, he already saw the game. He analyzed every single player plays, and that's the experience here. The experience came with a big role. That's why Afsha is shining up when he came from the bench instead of starting the game.
On the other hand, we have seen Zamalek win against Al Bank Al Ahli, a very tough game, decided by a penalty, controversial penalty, at the death, I think in the 96th or the 97th minute after extra time. How did you see this game for Jose Gomez, and do you think that this really was a penalty?
Yeah, actually it was a penalty. Zamalek deserved that penalty, and he
Yes.
deserved to win. After all problems before the game, many players are not in the squad. The series of the series of bans from FIFA, from CAF, or and even from the Egyptian Federation. All those circumstances was so tough for Gomez, and he succeeded to pass a very tough game.
Yes.
And for me, it's a very good game for Zamalek. And even Gomez played a very good game against Kohler. The game in the Super Cup, Egyptian Super Cup, Gomez was having the upper hand in the game, even with many absence, many circumstances with his players. And Zamalek benefit a lot of things from that game. First, first he experienced his new players coming from the last transfer window, and he succeeded to show up in a very tough way. And I think it's going to be a very competitive season for Zamalek. Because he finished last year in the third place. Yes. Which he had to go more than that if he want to play in the Champions League and play in many different titles. He had to use the whole squad, the 28 players, and I hope he's going to do that this year.
What are the expectations for Zamalek, especially, you mentioned that they finished third last season, qualifying to the African Confederation Cup, winning the African Confederation Cup for the past season. They are the title holders, and of course winning the African Super Cup against Al Ahli. What is expected from the players and the coach this time around?
Just to be calm. And I expected with the new players, especially Abdullah Said is doing a very good role with other players, and the Ahli game, Zamalek game, a very I'm sorry, Zamalek game a very a lot of things from that game.
Yes.
A series of fines, like I mentioned before, from FIFA and and Egyptian Federation. Major challenges with a new 5 players. He start with them this game.
Yes.
And I think they're gonna be better while going with the matches. They're gonna be more and more holding at one team.
They would have more harmony.
More
Yes,
harmony.
as they go on.
As they go on, yeah.
Yes. On the other hand, and finally, because we're running out of time, Pyramids, they drew against Petrojet 1-1. And Al-Ismaili, they drew as well 0-0 against Ghazl Al-Mahalla. I would like to start with Pyramids because they won the cup last season. They qualified to the Egyptian Super Cup, of course, to the semi-finals. They finished third. They are in the African Champions League against Esperance of Tunisia and Sagrada, and of course a number of big teams in the African Champions League once again. What are the expectations from Pyramids? Because finally they have won something, they have won the cup, and they are expected to be winning a lot more in the future.
Yeah, actually, with that squad, a very strong squad for Pyramids.
Yes.
But the starting match against Petrojet wasn't that good. I mean, losing 2 points.
They were losing the game.
Yeah, they were losing the game.
Yes.
They were running up on the result the whole game. I mean, 2 points, they missed 2 points in the first game,
Yes.
which means it's going to be very tough for them, especially even if they have very experienced players, and Kronoslav is a very good manager, but they are always meeting in the last 2 meters of any competition.
Yes.
Like what happened last year and
In the league.
in the league.
Yes.
The difference between Pyramids and Al Ahly was so short, and even if Pyramids have a very good defense, actually he's the strongest defense in the league last year.
Pyramids.
Yeah. 1 goal difference from Al Ahly and Ceramic. So
Yes.
the Pyramids, then
yes.
Al Ahly, then Ceramic.
Yes.
But they always something happened in the finish. They have the finish for
The character.
The character.
They're
yeah.
missing experience.
The missing experience. Even if there is a lot of players, a very good players, like they succeeded to get contract with Sadiq Ojula and Yusuf Obama, and they have experience with other teams like Zamalek, and
Yes.
but in
They have
Pyramids,
Obama, they have Abdurrahman
Obama,
Magdi as well.
yeah, but in Pyramids it's another story. Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Walid Saad, the senior journalist at Al Ahram newspaper, and of course the senior sports analyst for Sprint. Thank you very much for being with us tonight on the program.
Thanks for you.
Anytime. And this brings us to the end of Sprint for this week. Thank you for watching, and I'll be seeing you next Saturday.